Her shiny red Porsche is still stuck out there in the mud of my south meadow, half buried like a monument to arrogance. She live-streamed the whole thing, thousands of her followers watching her scream and flail while the car sank deeper. And I stood there with my arms crossed, finally realizing that justice has a way of showing up when you stop waiting for others to deliver it. My name's Jack Miller. I run a ranch out in Montana. Nothing fancy, but it's been in my family for generations. Hard work, early mornings, late nights, livestock fences, hayfields. The kind of life most people scroll past on their phones, but it's my pride and my blood. I never thought my biggest threat wouldn't be wolves or storms, but a woman from the Willow Creek Estates HOA, a place full of wealthy folks who think the world bends for them. Her name was Susan Harper, president of that HOA, and she decided my ranch was just another backdrop for her show. The first time I saw her, she came tearing through my pasture in that Porsche phone in hand, laughing like she was starring in her own action movie. I stepped out, waving, pointing at the bold private property, no trespassing sign hammered into the post. She barely slowed down. Behind those oversized sunglasses, she rolled her eyes and snapped, "My app says this is the quickest route. Deal with it before flooring it and disappearing in a cloud of dust." I figured she was just some city slicker lost on the back roads, maybe embarrassed. But no, she came back. Next day, then the next, each time, louder, bolder, even bringing her friends to film. She'd crank up music pose on her hood, spin her tires in my fields like she was on some runway. She streamed it live, smirking, mocking me, calling me the grumpy rancher to her audience. And those online voices, they piled on laughing at me, calling me a relic. My patience cracked. But I tried reason first. I called the county sheriff, sent photos of broken fences, trampled hay-stressed livestock. One deputy just chuckled. Those HOA types love drama, like I was the problem for complaining. Another told me without proof there wasn't much they could do. Proof she was streaming herself destroying my land. But nobody wanted to stand up to an HOA president with a polished lawyer and money behind her. So I swallowed it down, but inside I was boiling. My cattle bolted every time she tore through. A calf twisted its ankle. My fences sagged where her tires chewed them up. Nights I'd sit on the porch, coffee cooling in my hands, asking myself if maybe I really was the fool. Maybe I couldn't keep up with a world where people thought likes were worth more than boundaries. Maybe my land, my sweat didn't mean anything anymore. That doubt ate at me. I'd walk the broken field, look at the ruts cut deep into the soil, and I'd think, is it me? Am I too stubborn? Should I just let it go? She had the HOA, the followers, the shiny car. I had busted fences and a reputation as the angry rancher. For a moment, I almost believed them. But one night, leaning on the fence under the cold Montana stars, I heard my granddad's words in my head. "This land doesn't ask for much, Jack. Just respect. You defend it, and it'll defend you back." That's when I knew I couldn't roll over. If Susan wanted a spectacle, I'd give her one she'd never forget. I worked nights rigging hidden irrigation lines under the dirt of the south meadow. Mixed clay and manure into the soil, covered it with fresh sod, made it look solid. But I knew it was a swamp waiting to swallow anything heavy and fast. I mounted cameras in the trees remote in my pocket. My welcome pit, I called it. Friday dusk. I heard that familiar growl of her Porsche. My heart hammered. She zoomed in, live streaming as always. "Watch this, fans. That old cowboy's out again, thinks he owns the world." She waved mockingly at me, leaning on the rail. 20 yards. 10. My thumb pressed the button. A hiss of water. The earth went soft. Her Porsche hit the spot, and in seconds the tires spun helplessly, flinging mud. The car nosed down, engine whining. Susan's grin vanished. She gunned it harder. Big mistake. Wheels dug deep until the chassis bottomed out. She flung the door open and stepped out right into the muck. The scream she let out, it was pure rage and panic mixed together. Her silk blouse ruined makeup, running, phone shaking in her hand while her stream kept rolling. I didn't move, just crossed my arms, my own camera steady. This wasn't payback, it was her own arrogance meeting gravity. She slipped on the hood, trying to climb out, fell flat on her back in the slime. Her followers must have been eating it up. My neighbor Mike pulled up in his old Ford, laughing so hard he spat on the ground. Evening Jack Fields eating fancy wheels tonight. Susan begged for help. Mike drove off, shaking his head, muttering, "Earth's had enough of you." She hurled mud my way, missed and screamed, "I'll ruin you." I held up my phone. "Go on. Your audience has all the proof I need." I saw defeat flicker in her eyes. She limped away, one boot stuck behind in the swamp, her friends dragging her to the road. By morning, word spread fast. Folks at the diner whispered. Kids asked me if it was true I'd sank a Porsche. Clips went viral. Karma's mud bath, the internet called it. Local TV anchors smirked while reporting it. For once it felt like maybe the ground had fought back with me. But Susan didn't stop. Days later, an envelope landed in my mailbox, a lawsuit. Her lawyer claimed I'd built a death trap to target her. I called Dave, my high school buddy turned attorney. He laughed so hard he nearly dropped the phone. "Jack, she filmed herself trespassing and mocking you. This is gold." We countersued for trespass, destruction, harassment, itemized the vet bills, fence repairs, lost hay. Her case crumbled quick. Even her lawyer bailed when he saw the backlash. Still, Susan's pride couldn't handle it. She plotted revenge. I woke one dawn to hammering at my property line, her HOA buddies staking signs for a proposed public trail. Fake permits, pure intimidation. I stormed the county office with my land deeds. Shut down in hours. But she escalated. Tire tracks shredded my wheat field. Pink graffiti sprayed on my barn. "Stop the mad rancher." Anger burned hotter than any prairie fire. So I wired trail cam sensors. And sure enough, one night alarms blared. Footage caught Susan herself, hoodie pulled up, spraying paint across my silo. That was the nail in her coffin. Dave grinned when I showed him. "She's not just a nuisance anymore, Jack. She's criminal." The courtroom reeked of cheap perfume and old wood polish. Susan walked in with crocodile tears, sobbing to the judge, painting me as some lunatic who built pits and tried to drown her. For a moment, even I felt the weight of her performance. Maybe, just maybe, she'd twist it again. Then Dave rolled the footage, the live streams of her trespassing, her mocking me, her vandalism caught in crystal clear video. The room fell silent. The judge slammed his gavel. "Mrs. Harper, you've wasted enough time. You come back here again, you'll be facing jail." She stormed out, shoulders stiff, her empire collapsing. The HOA board voted her out weeks later, tired of her drama. Her Porsche was hauled out, sold for scrap. Her husband filed for divorce. Even her followers turned on her, some suing her for egging them into stunts. I saw her months later in the grocery store. No makeup, plain clothes, sunglasses indoors. She froze when our eyes met. Quietly, she whispered, "You destroyed me." I looked her straight back and said, "No, you did." And that was it. She walked out, head down, a shadow of the queen bee she once pretended to be. Here's the truth I learned standing on that porch at night with my coffee under the stars. Arrogance always sinks. You respect the land, respect boundaries, or sooner or later they'll remind you who's in charge.